Hey guys, welcome back to an interesting video of Wild Rift. So today we're back with an Varus supplementary guide, and today we have AP Varus. So AP Varus is of course a pretty strong build. Of course you can deal with tanks because with the AP build your black stacks will do a lot more percent health damage. So you can deal with tanks, but at the same time it's pretty decent against squishies as well because you're building attack speed and you can of course attack them, and send them into the next game as well. So let's take a look at the items without further ado. So we're going to start off with the Gluttonous Greaves as usual. Of course, with the starting AD and the Omnivamp, and then we're going to go into Terminus as our first item. Now, the reason why we're going into Terminus as our first item and not something like Nash's Tooth is going Nash's Tooth into Riftmaker is kind of horrible because you will be an AP champion from the beginning, and with Varus, a full AP, you will be relatively useless in the sense that you have to hit your ult and then you follow up with a WQ to prompt the black stacks. And if you can't do that, if you miss your ult or if you miss your Q, you basically are useless. You do no damage. So you really need an early Terminus to give you the early AD and the attack speed, on-hit magic damage. You also get, of course, the nice stuff like stacking resistances, stacking penetration. That's not the important part. The important part is the on-hit magic damage, the starting attack speed and AD, so that you are a useful champion at least at one item. If you don't do this, you're only going to be useful at like 3 items, and it's going to be a very miserable game. So then, you're going to Nash's Tooth as your second item, gives you attack speed, ability haste, more on hit magic damage, as well as, of course, at this point, it's going to give you AD because of this and this. Alright, so this is going to be AD initially. When you complete Riftmaker, it's gonna turn the Nash's Tooth into AP, and this at this point, third item is where you turn into an AP champion. So basically, by going this build, you're kind of ignoring the weaknesses of an AP build at the first and second item, and you're building AD at the start, and then you're gonna transition into AP at the third item by converting Nash's Tooth. So Riftmaker, of course, gives you pretty much a really good stat line, Omnivamp, and of course that true damage after a couple seconds in combat. Then you of course have Death Cap, which is going to amplify all your AP and give you a ton of AP as well. And that's of course it's going to be great. Last item is flexible. Generally, good default options are things like Infinity Orb to finish off low HP targets. Also, you have Horizon Focus because you do have a lot of range. Crown for the safety. You also have, of course, Oceanid's Trident for the anti-shield, anti-heal on Morello's as well. And even you could go for Awakened Soul Stealer for more ability haste. And even Runans, but I don't really go for Runans, but you can even go Runans to just put your passive on more people. For the runes, I like to go for Lethal Tempo for the attack speed. You can also go for like Phase Rush or Fleet Footwork even if you prefer. Brutal, of course, lets you auto attack a ton. Giant Slayer to counter the tanks, more attack speed on Alacrity, as well as Bone Plating for the defensive capabilities. And of course, for the spells, you can go for Flash together with, Ghost, or the usual heal, exhaust, barrier, cleanse, all the usual options. But with all that said, now let's move on to talking about the gameplay. Okay, so let's take a look at the gameplay. Now, in this particular game, I'm actually playing Varus in the mid lane. Of course, I did get mid. Obviously my personal philosophy is I only play champions in rank that I can play. So if I get filled to like mid lane, top lane, or jungle, I'm still gonna be playing one of those champions that I can play. So for mid, I have the Lucians, the Corkis, the Varuses of the world. And like even if I get top lane, I play like Neela, things like that, or even a ranged top like Vayne or Callista, because in my opinion, no point to play a champion that you don't know how to play. And here we're actually against a Mordekaiser mid lane, and you can see that here we're basically destroying him. We have Lethal Tempo fully stacked, and he's trying to get some minions. We're not going to allow that, so we're going to zone him off of the minions basically, and we're not going to allow him to farm basically. So here next wave comes in, he's still nowhere to be found. He's actually not even under his tower, so he's gone actually for the Singed, who is in the top lane. Singe actually gets executed, and Mordekaiser basically wastes all of his time. So this is the point where I push the wave in, so that Mordekaiser will lose some minions. I steal his fruit, and then I push in the minions, and then I'm going for some tower damage. Now at this point, I'm already level 3, and I don't really have anything to buy. So here Mordekaiser hooks me in. I don't actually damage him. So here I see Tryndamere. I'm a little bit afraid. I'm going to pop the Ghost just in case. Ghost is a very short cooldown, and you can always just pop it just for the safety. I mean, Ghost in lane is really not that helpful anyway, so I'm using it to run away is absolutely fine. Ghost is a more mid to late game summoner spell, which is very good in team fights, but in lane is not really very useful. A combat summoner like barrier, heal, exhaust is way more useful in lane. But if you can run someone down or run away with the ghost, always just use it. Here we get pulled in again, but I think that this actually benefits us more than Mordekaiser. You can see we chunked him out, and he's like basically 1 HP at this point in time. He is running for the hills, and we have him shoved in again. He is recalled. We're trying to get like 1 plate here, and we do get the plate. Tower tank the tower shot as well there. We want to get this minion wave to crash, and then we can recall and get an item. This also puts us to level 5. We are running a little bit low on mana, and we are only half HP, so now it's a good time to recall and pick up our first item, which is of course going to be our boots, as well as getting a additional longsword. So here a little bit of a skirmish is breaking out in the top lane, so I was kind of just rotating there to see if my help was needed. Mordekaiser tries to walk back into the lane, but as you guys can see, I'm just giving him a lot of free damage. He actually takes so much damage that I'm just going to ult him and just kill him. I'm not sure why he decided not to, I don't know, walk a different way. Like, he was trying to walk back to lane, right? But he could have ran into his jungle, and I wouldn't have chased him because it's too risky. But he decides to just walk back to lane and tanks damage for free on the way, and this basically allows me to kill him for free, and this gives me access to his fruit once again to deny him the fruit and his tower as well. I know he's gonna basically just pull me in, and this time I actually accidentally aggro him. Now here he actually messes up by ulting me because Tryndamere can't actually help him. Now he's still probably gonna kill me anyway like this. I considered flashing over the wall there, but I wasn't sure if Mordekaiser and or Tryndamere had flash, so I didn't want to waste my flash because my chances of surviving there were slim, because if I flash over the wall there, I would have to kind of run into the enemy jungle, and they're going to chase me, and it's just going to be a long, drawn-out, chase. So I decided not to blow my spell, and instead, I'm just going to, take the L and just cop a death there. Mordekaiser is still 1k gold behind me, as is Tryndamere. Two of them haven't been doing well. I'm not sure what Tryndamere has been doing. He's the same amount of gold as a Mordekaiser who has not had access to the wave and has not been farming. So he must have been doing something very wrong. And here once again we get the poke onto Mordekaiser. And we're here, trying to basically not let him get minions if we can. Of course it's going to be a little bit difficult with the minion wave just pushing all the way in. Getting a ward down to check for Tryndamere if he's coming from our left side. And here we basically trying to ignore him and just get that tower plate if we can. A little bit of a challenge though. Using our spells to clear the minions and then getting that plate. So here we've got like 3 solo plates already. We're having a huge lead against Mordekaiser. We're going for another plate. This time we finally sidestep his pull. And yeah, we're almost there. Yeah, we do get the next plate. So 4 plates for me. And here we even find a fruit here, so we're going to grab this fruit. While Mordekaiser is pushing out, we're actually just going to get this skull crab. He turns out not even to be pushing out, he's rotating or recalling, I guess. So he is missing, and I'm pinging that he's missing. And here my team is doing the dragon. Missing ping comes out on the herald. I'm just rotating over to help my team with the dragon. Mordekaiser ignores the wave and is rotating as well. Ezreal comes through, but we are able to secure the dragon. Now here at this point, the mid lane tower is very low. My team is rotating, or my Nunu is rotating over to the Herald, but what I really want is to just get this tower. It's low enough that if Mordekaiser doesn't stop me, or if no one stops me, I can just auto it down for maybe like 10 seconds or so. And it is probably going to just die. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just autoing it down, and it's left like 82 health, but we can't quite get it. Thankfully though, no one is stopping us at this point, and I'm forcing it here. I do get the final hit on the tower, and we get the first tower. At the same time, Nunu's making a play on the bot lane. I'm on my way. Urgot's kind of getting caught. I don't even think I'm needed. I try to get an assist, but he already dies, so I don't even need to launch my Q. I'm gonna instead get a reset and complete my Terminus. Honestly, at this point, I'm really far ahead because we have been playing against a Mordekaiser who basically cannot really harm us very well, and the only person who is close to us is Urgot, who basically has the same goal as us. So he has obviously been destroying the Singed as well. Singed has 4 deaths and Urgot has 3 kills. Now here I'm making a rotation to top lane because obviously my mid lane is already pushed out. Maybe you can get a catch on Lux. She's getting baited by the low HP of Zyra. Unfortunately, I can't quite reach her, so instead I'm just gonna go for the wave instead. Just get some minions. Getting down a ward. And here I'm going to try to attempt to get more tower plates if I can. Ash Arrow, unfortunately, was not even close to hitting. If that hit, I could have actually killed the Lux. Now, I'm not sure why Ash is behind the minion wave, trying to get something done, because Ezreal's coming back, and now the Ash is in trouble. I'm using the Ash as bait to basically bait in the Ezreal, and me and Zyra just one-shot the Ezreal now. Zyra is spam pinging the Ash the entire game, and I can see why. The Ash is not like the smartest guy in the room for sure. It does a lot of questionable plays, and the Lux is getting kind of irritated by her ADC, which of course does happen from time to time when your ADC is doing questionable stuff. But here you can see we are trying to get the tower. I'm not sure what Ashe is doing. She's now trying to help us, but she was, I think, looking for a pick. I'm not too sure. But we are able to pick up that tower, and then I'm going to go back into mid lane. I mean, honestly, my wave is slow pushing into the enemy tower, so there's not a whole lot that I can do. Mordekaiser is headed back out onto the map to the bot side. I'm just pushing in this wave. And here, honestly, I was thinking about pushing all the way to the tower. This wave is huge, right? But Tryndamere is there, and Tryndamere, of course, has ulti, and I can't, I can't really fight him with the ulti. So here, I'm going down to help my Sage instead. Going for the pretty fed Urgot. He's 4-1 and 1. Unfortunately, they are collapsing onto Singed. I don't want to run all the way to behind the tower, so instead, I'm just going to go for the tower itself while they're distracted with the Singed. So here Urgot is going onto me, I get the tower, Urgot is really low, I'm just going to ult him. Boom, I kill Mordekaiser behind instead, and then I kill Urgot, picking up the double kill. And I'm going to need to quickly reset and restore my health because I am really low. But now with that kill on Urgot, I cement myself as the most fed member on the map. And now we can head back out, run back to mid lane, and clear the wave to prevent our mid lane tower from taking too much damage. Nunu is actually building full AP, and he is trying to steal my minions, and he is kind of stealing my minions, I guess. But he does pop the Herald in the mid lane. I'm not sure why he didn't just use the Herald earlier. This seems a little bit late for the Herald. We're gonna force down this tower. Urgot is kind of on the chase, but doesn't really make it too far. Nunu going in for the Ezreal. Ezreal flashes out the way, but just gets one shot by me anyway. He's not really worth that much gold. He has been kind of dying quite a number of times, so he's not really worth that much gold. But either way, Dragon is now up, so we're just gonna get the Dragon pretty much for free. It's Infernal Soul this game, so that would be really helpful in terms of damage output, so we're just gonna go straight for that. Going to go back to the mid lane as my team is obviously going to sell the Dragon there. Just clearing a few minions on the way. Nunu coming in with the Snowball. Going for like Mordekaiser and or Urgot. Snowball straight into the wall. And Urgot is running for the hills. We've been spotted, so enemy team is likely to not stick around here. And I'm not just going to basically just go for farm. And unfortunately, with my mid lane unattended, Tryndamere is back to his old tricks of pushing the mid lane in again. I'm not sure what Urgot's doing. He's teleported straight into the Singed. However, surprisingly, I thought he was trolling, and I expected Zyra and Nunu to kill him together with Switch. But Zyra and Nunu actually follows me to mid lane for some strange reason, and because of that, the Urgot actually lives, and Urgot is actually fine. So yeah, I think that was a little bit of a waste. I'm gonna help Nunu out. Somehow Nunu doesn't even have the buff share at 10 minutes. Has he not done his red buff the entire game? But anyway, now I'm trying to help out my Singe. Singe is going in onto Urgot. I'm popping the Ghost. We chain CC the Singe. The Urgot. He pops the Gargoyles and is able to survive for a second longer. The Mordekaiser ults the Singe, but he doesn't really do anything, and then we just kill him after he comes out. I'm not sure about the Mordekaiser. His ults have been a little bit weird. And at this point, I have 2 completed items already. I'm 6-1 and 1, doing pretty well for myself. You can see there's 3 people, 3 enemy members in top lane, so we can actually keep pushing. Now here I actually think I make a mistake. I have no mana to cast my spells, but I actually think I could have helped them take the inhib, which would have been huge. But I actually don't think they get the inhib, and I think that if I was there, they definitely do get the inhib, so I think I actually make a mistake here by recalling instead of helping them. I do get my 3 item power spike though, so I am now an AP champion. No longer AD with the Riftmaker now. And yeah, Ezreal, really low HP, also really behind. He definitely doesn't want to come anywhere near me. I mean, honestly, if I see him, I don't even think he's worth my flash. I'm not even going to flash onto him. And we don't want to overload top lane because Baron is up, so this could mean that enemy team will get a free Baron, so I have to make my way back down to mid lane. Any team is not going for bot lane though. They're going for the objective bounty. Urgot flips me and we are in a 1v1. Here you can see I do massive amounts of damage to him. I have to flash away. Urgot flashes onto me under tower and I'm just going to get rid of him. Honestly, I think that was really ambitious by Urgot. I think that just getting my flash, nice sidestep by myself there. I think just getting my flash was already really good. Because like I thought I was just going to kill him instantly, but he actually nearly killed me and I had to flash away. So I was feeling pretty bad about myself there, but he flashed under the tower and tried to kill me when my abilities came back up. That was just comical because he just ended up murdering himself under the tower, which is really quite embarrassing. So here I'm going to pick up the Stasis. Stasis, of course, very useful for Tryndamere when you exalt, when you get ulted by Mordekaiser, when you get ulted by Urgot even. So very, very useful item all around. Here Lux is really far ahead, so she actually gets caught out. I'm gonna go onto her, she misses, and I'm able to get the ult onto her, finishing her off with the pop of the Blight stacks. We get the 300 gold shut down onto the Lux to give us a total of 600 gold. And we are getting even more rich. Now just looking at the gold, we have 13k gold. The next most gold in the game is Lux and Singe with 10k gold, so we're really, really fed this game, fed out of our mind. And we really want to try to carry this game and get the victory for the team. And here we're playing on 2 ways. Mordekaiser is going for the bounty on the top lane, which is not a bad thing to do. We're trying to push in mid and bot, and we're trying to possibly get an inhib, taking quite a bit of damage from Urgot, as the Tryndamere dashes in without ult for some reason, and we're just going to get rid of him. Now we're just attacking whoever we can. Now here we get caught up by a root, and we take a bunch of damage. We have to stasis there to prevent ourselves from getting bonked by the Mordekaiser, but we do die eventually, but not before taking down Ezreal with us. So we do eventually give over the huge shutdown that we have, but I don't know, I guess it wasn't too bad in a sense that we did get some trade kills, making the best out of a pretty bad situation. Now the final dragon, the Mountain Dragon, is actually up, and it's getting soloed by Ashe at the moment. This will be Infernal Soul for us, but myself and Nunu are both dead. Zyra's gone as well. Ashe is trying to do it by herself. Singe is taking the gate there. I guess he's gonna help her out. Mordekaiser is aware of what's going on, and he is now coming here as well. This could be a problem. Ward goes in onto the Dragon Pit. These 2 champions are trying to DPS down the dragon. Lux ult actually misses, not misses, but doesn't secure the dragon. Kills Ashe though. But we do end up securing the dragon with the help of Singe's poison. So we do end up getting Infernal Soul. That is pretty huge, having that permanent buff with Infernal Soul. By the way, guys, Ashe still only has 1 item, being the Runan's Hurricane. And for some reason did not complete her 2nd item. I'm not sure what she's building toward. With a recurve bow and 2 longswords. Maybe a Terminus. Possibly, because yeah, Terminus is probably what she's going for here. But yeah, she doesn't have a lot of gold. Here Ezreal takes a bunch of damage from Zyra poke together with my poke. And Ezreal has to kind of run for the hills here. Lux is obviously in that bush, just tried to launch a pot shot at me. Nunu is going in, but he's gone in way too deep considering he's a full AP. Nunu gets flipped back into danger. I try to save him using the ulti, and he does survive for quite a bit longer, but he roots himself with his ultimate, which I think is not the way to go, and he does end up dying. However, Tryndamere also dies, so it's not all bad. Now here we complete our death cap, and here if you can see, the enemy team has a ton of shielding. We have Mordekaiser and Lux especially with a lot of shield. So in this game, I actually decide to go for decide to go for the Ocean's Trident for anti-shield. I've been trying to recommend that item to Zyra the whole game to ask her to build it instead, but she is having none of it. She's not building that. So I'm gonna have no choice but to build that myself. I mean, honestly, even though you're building AP Varus, you could go for Serpent's Fang if you wanted to as well to give yourself some lethality, but I'm thinking that lethality at this point is probably not going to be helpful. Just getting AP and amplifying it with the death cap that we already have is probably going to be more useful, more damage overall. It is kind of my logic, so that's exactly what I'm going for. So here my team is doing Baron because the Tryndamere is committed into a fight on the other side together with two more of his teammates, so they will not be in time to contest us at Baron. Tryndamere actually gets killed by Singed like I don't know, like 3v1, and we secure a Baron for free as a result of the Singe's distractions. I guess this is one of the reasons why Singe is good, right? Because he's such a big distraction for the enemy team. And now the Elder Dragon is going to spawn in 15 seconds time. We are of course getting in position to contest the Elder Dragon. I have my Flash, my Ghost, my ult, and my Stasis, so I should be fine if I play it correctly. Here Nunu is actually trying to end the game instead of going for the Elder Dragon, and he is distracting them because of that, and he actually ends up dying. Thankfully though, no one is coming to contest the Elder Dragon, so I'm actually gonna just use my WQ to actually just burst down the Elder and secure it. And then of course we have the Baron recall, quickly going back and just restoring our resources. Now here's a little bit of an awkward situation, right? Because we have Baron and Elder, but we have Nunu dead, and here we have a wave pushing in. So initially my plan was, let me push in this wave all the way and get that last inhib that we have not yet gone. I mean, I'm thinking mid lane inhib probably is going to get taken here, but it ended up not being... it actually did get taken down by minions, I think. So, but the issue is that my team is exerting almost no pressure on the map. We have two members dead. Zyra is only just making her way there, as is Singed. So they're actually going to come for me. So here I'm actually going to have to kind of run away a little bit because I don't really want to find myself in a fight with multiple enemies. So I'm going to have to walk away here. And we're not really able to get the towers that we wanted. So now I'm thinking that, you know, what am I going to do here? I'm just kind of walking around aimlessly. I'm trying to maybe look for a little bit more farm to complete my Ocean's Trident, which is what I'm doing now. And then I can back and pick up the Trident. So now I'm thinking I have a better plan. Instead of trying to push down the last inhib that we don't have, you know, we still have a minute of Elder. Why not just run down mid with Elder and Baron and try to get a good fight and end the game? So here, I know I'm still pinging for that top lane tower, which is still my intention, but then at this point over here, I realized that, wait a minute, we don't even need that top lane tower. Let us just fight and end the game. So here I'm like giga fed. I'm 18k gold full build. No one is, I mean, Urgot is close to me, I guess, but he's a full tank. So here I see Urgot, he has GA. I'm slowly just chipping away at him, and down he goes. I still have my ulti. I'm gonna use it on him right as he revives. Boom, he actually gets one shot by the ulti, which is kind of funny. He doesn't even spread it to anybody. Mordekaiser ult goes in onto Zyra. I'm flashing for it, going for the Lux. Stasis to prevent myself from dying to her ultimate. She dies, mistime Ezreal Q there. He goes down, we get a triple. Mordekaiser dies to Zyra in the Death Realm as well. And the whole enemy team is wiped out. And as I mentioned, we are just now going to just wipe them out and end the game with the help of the Elder and the Baron. So there we have it. There is the end of the game. I'm going to leave you guys with the stats as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.